Yo, what's up? I figured I use today to put together a small video for you guys. I know I got a few followers on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook too, that were actually curious about the engine internals I'm using and the new motor for the new truck that I'm building. Which is actually dubbed the Street Sweeper. I know some of you guys probably know of that if you follow me on any of the social media platforms. But yeah, today I actually had an excuse to take the oil pan off because of a stupid mistake that I did, but it's whatever. It all worked out in the end, so figured I'd shoot this video for you guys. Right here you can see the oil pan I'm running is actually a billet daily oil pan. It's a daily dry sump system. This is probably like one of the best dry sump systems you could purchase. The one thing that I really like about it is it's like super low profile. It's like maybe like 1.5 inches thickness. And then another thing I like is the pump setup. So with this particular pump, I'm running a 7-stage setup. So you can see right here, these are the pressure ports. And then you have the scavenge sections, which are right here. And what's nice about this is you can even add 2 sections like this, like what I have on mine. So this particular port right here is actually a turbo scavenge. So I mean, you can actually run the turbo drain straight to the oil pump to drain the oil back, which is really nice. It'll work with a single or twins. In my case, since I'm running twins, I'd actually tie both of the turbo drains together with a Y fitting and have the single line run back here, and it'll work just fine. And then on the very back, you can see this is a crankcase vent. And on my engine, I'm actually ventilating the crankcase through the valley cover right here. I am going to try to just use that one single dash 12 AN port because I mean, just personal preference, I think that the engine looks a lot cleaner when you don't have to run the pressure ports on the valve covers. I mean, I figure I'll just experiment with it. If it's not ventilating the crankcase enough, I'll just add a fitting on each valve cover like I've done in the past. But yeah, you can see right here you got 2 -16s that'll run back to the tank for scavenge. And then this is actually belt driven off of the crank, and you can actually hear it as I spin it. You can actually hear the scavenger. But overall, it's a pretty nice setup. But as far as the engine internals, normally with the dry sump setup, you'll have this hole plugged off right here where the engine oil dipstick tube would normally go. But since I'm running a dry sump setup, you actually check the oil level on the tank, so you actually need to plug that off. But I mean, it seems as if I ordered the wrong plug, and it just didn't have any bite. So I don't know if maybe I need like a custom piece. But yeah, this actually ended up falling in the oil pan, so yeah, I had to get that out of there. It's pretty important. And then as far as the actual internals, you can see right here, this is actually a Bryant racing billet center counterweight crank, and yeah, this is a pretty nice piece. Yep, it came pre-balanced. I just gave him bob weight. I actually got the REM rim finish on it, which helps with oil shedding. You can see right here. Let's see, Cali's Ultra I-beam billet rods. Only thing that sucks with these type of builds, you know, I'm working a regular 9-to-5 job. You know, save what I can to fund some of this stuff. So I mean, it'll usually take me a while to, you know, till I get a complete product. So within that time, you know, while everything's sitting on the shelf, you got these better parts that are being released. So these are actually the first generation Cali's Ultra I-beams. They actually have a beefier version now, which is the Cali's Ultra I-beam Enforcer rods, which are noticeably beefy, a lot beefier than the regular Cali's Ultra I-beams. And the thing about that is, I'll probably, when I actually get the truck out and running, I'll probably pull these rods out and resell them, because you know, I just want to get a feel with you know, with this type of power. This is the first time of having anything of this magnitude. So yeah, I'll probably swap these out with the Enforcer rods and get everything rebalanced. And yeah, and you can see down there we got the diamond billet pistons. I'm right at like a 12-to-1 compression ratio. It's a regular flat top piston with 2 valve reliefs. I got a billet reluctor wheel back here, 58 tooth. It's TIG welded and everything. I really didn't have to have this because I mean, as you can see from up here, I'm running a ATI external trigger wheel setup. I'm actually using a Holley sensor with that, but this is the stock sensor. This is actually how this goes. This will screw in it to there, and then you'd have like a 40 thousandths gap, so it can pick up the magnet right there. But yeah, I'll be using a Holley Hall Effect sensor because it's a much better sensor than what MSD sends with their kit. Let's see, I got a solid roller cam down there. That's a 8620 core. It's like right about I want to say like 760 lift with 268, 276 at 50 duration. So that's a pretty stout cam for a LS. This motor will be on E85 and M5 alcohol, dual fuel setup. I do plan on running drag weight with it and doing pretty much a lot of no prep events, a lot of stuff on the street too. But yeah, yeah, I actually changed this the other day too. I'm running a 16 volt charging system. This is a 18 volt Power Master alternator with the KRC power steering pulley. You actually have to do that on these because with my motor I will be spinning like maybe around 8,500 to 9,000 RPM. I'd say more, probably like 86, 8,700 though. But at that RPM, this alternator is turning fast as hell. So you can see the size difference between that. But yeah, actually, if you don't gear these down, you can actually shatter the case on these and just completely destroy it. So yeah. But as far as that goes, think that may be it. Just a standard 4-inch stroke, 6125 rod with a 4.125 bore. I didn't mention it in my last video, but these are the hip Trick Flow 245s. We got the 1/2-inch head studs. Pack 1225 valve springs, good for like 800 lift with the titanium retainers. And then actually have one of these too, the Bonafante flex plates, 1 single piece billet. This is a really nice unit. This is actually what David Atkins, with that holds the LSx record, is running on his car. So I highly doubt I'll have any problems out of that. But yeah, I just figured I'd shoot this video for you guys, for anybody that was interested. But yeah, stay tuned. I got more stuff coming in for the truck this week. Most of that will be chassis related, but yeah, we should be pushing forward soon. Peace.